And we're live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star, the Flippin Hippo, and today is Sunday, August 11th. We are almost through August already, guys. So tonight we're going to talk about the end of Q3 and how to prep for Q4, because these things will be upon us before we know it. Time passes by quickly, as most of you know. Let me see who's here and say hi before we jump in. I see Greg. Hi. Sydney's here. Hi. I'm just going to say Diane because I don't want to butcher your name. Hi, Diane. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to kind of just say hi to people and wait a couple of minutes for people to come in, because I know it always takes a couple minutes for people to filter in. And when I jump into this tonight, I'm jumping right on into the meat of it, because I have this and I have this. All of these things I want to discuss with you, and things that you can do in order to wrap up Q3 successfully and start Q4 on target. So I'm going to jump right in when I jump in, and I'm going to talk probably the whole hour. So hold your questions till the end. I'll let you know when you can start throwing them at me, and I'll get to them as I can. But I am going to ask just for this one time to hold them till the end, so I can just get through this with you guys. If you have something that is time sensitive, you want to ask right away while I'm talking about something, of course, go ahead and I'll try to catch it. I am pretty good at watching the chat and talking at the same time, I think. Hey, Northwest Purple Sparkles is here. Pete's here. Hi, guys. Kelly, hi. Jeanette, hi. And it's Kelly's first time, so hi. Welcome in. Glad to see you. Claudine, happy gingers. Angela Winning here. So that you must be in the group. I recognize the name. I know I want a nap for a week. We are going to get you an Iron. Yeah, I think Iron Man is the only shirt I don't have, and he's my favorite. And I have one of everybody else. Isn't that nuts? Hey, Bill and David. Hey, Kimberly and Kim. Hey, everybody. I want a nap too, and I'm gonna be quite frank with you guys. I have all of the shipping, everything that's sold up until about 8 o'clock tonight is wrapped up and ready to go tomorrow. And after the live show, I'm going to wash my makeup off and climb into bed with a book and try to pass out early tonight. Because I want to be up early tomorrow, and I want to attack some things and get my butt in gear. Swimmerization, resale rejects, welcome in. Okay, so M. Lee Christensen, first time into the live show. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love to see everybody. All right, so here's what I'm going to tell you before I jump in. I look at Q3 and Q4 a little bit differently than I think a lot of people do, and I'm going to share with you my brain and how it works. I know that September is officially still part of Q3. I understand that on the calendar and according to the IRS, Q4 starts October 1st. But in Starland, in Star's world, Q4 actually starts in September. I look at August as my last month of Q3, and I begin wrapping up the third quarter. By September 1st, I want to be focused 1000% on preparing for and getting ready for Q4. So I spend September 1st thinking of that as like a preemptive Q4 rather than the end of Q3. To me, once August is over with, I'm done with Q3 and I don't think about it anymore until I have to file taxes properly. But as far as selling and prepping and working, September 1st to me is my first day of Q4, and I spend the 30 days of September getting ready for October. Because here's the thing, when October 1st hits, that is the first official on the calendar, according to the IRS, according to business, that's your first day of Q4. You don't want your first day of Q4 to happen or come around. You don't want the first day of Q4 to be on the calendar and you're not ready. When you wake up October 1st, when October 1st is here, you want to be ready already for Q4. You want to start Q4 strong. You want to be ready for it. You want to be prepped for it. You don't want to spend October spinning your wheels thinking, oh my God, we're already in Q4, and spending October prepping for it, and then just having two really great months in November and December. I will say, even if you do nothing extra at all, even if you are a lazy person, you're going to sell more in Q4. It just is. People are shopping for gifts, whether they celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, the solstice, whatever. It is the holidays all the way around for all religions and creeds, and people are shopping for presents. Additionally, when people are in that holiday mode in their head, they don't tend to think about price as much. It's almost like people just open their wallets and tell you to take their money. People are willing to throw money at everything. They're looking for gifts. So you want to keep that in mind when you're sourcing and listing as well. But that all said, if you look at the calendar, we have 3 weeks left of August. So to me, I have 3 weeks left to wrap up Q3, and then I have 4 weeks of September to start my Q4. So I'm going to peek at the chat one more time. David is here. I already said hi to David because I saw Bill, and to me they're collectively like one being, Bill and David. 134 days until Christmas. Shelly's here. Grand Larceny's here. Festivus, yes. Festivus for the rest of us. We'll air our grievances. All right, so we have 3 weeks left of August. What can we do in August with our 3 weeks that we have left to not only make it more profitable at the end of Q3 and kind of wrap things up moving into Q4, because you already kind of want to be prepping. So number one, you need to get rid of your poop. We've all got it. We're all guilty of it. I don't care if you've been reselling for 10 years or 6 months. I don't care how good you are at sourcing, who you are. We all have poop in our stores. I have poop in my store. That's why we do our 99-cent auctions, because I'm trying to get rid of it. We all make mistakes. We all bring home things we shouldn't have. Sometimes you list something that's going to be long tail, and in the few months it's sitting in your store, it unfortunately gets oversaturated, or the race to the bottom starts on it. That can happen too. You can source something really good and have it get ruined while it's listed. There's 1,000 reasons. We don't need to get into any of them. We don't need to point fingers. We are all guilty. Everybody has poop in their store. We need to get rid of the poop. The poop drags you down. Literally, it will. If you have a lot of items in your store that people are looking at but never clicking through, that can drag down your SEO, that can drag down the way you show up in the search engine. Cassini will start to see your items as not desirable, and she will push you down in searches. It just is. It's something that happens. If you have a lot of crap in your store that people are looking on but never clicking through or never buying, your store's rhythm to Cassini will start to look like, well, a lot of people go there but no one ever buys, so that must all be crap. And she'll push you down in the searches. Not only that, you make less money on the poop. We all know that. So you want to get rid of poop. How do you get rid of it? One, you've got to check how long it's been sitting. So my general rule is, and you guys know that I know, you guys know that I know, you guys know that I tell you all the time, a lot of items are long tail. Plush is super long tail, clothing is long tail, ties are long tail. So I expect some of the things that we sell to be sitting in the store for a while. I'm going to get to that in just a minute, Larceny, because it depends on how you get rid of your poop. And now I lost my train of thought. Oh, so long tail. So a lot of stuff that you are selling is long tail. If you bought our clothing guide at the beginning of the year, you could see within that most clothing items are going to take 3 to 6 months, the really good stuff. And some stuff can sit longer. So what my general rule of thumb, number one, to find out if an article is poop and needs to go, I look at stuff that's 6 months or older. And my number one rule, if it's 6 months or older and it's rare or it's very unique, it's fine. It's fine to sit. If you have a 1980s Gremlin that sells for $75, you are going to wait for that one person in the whole world who wants to spend $75 on a Gremlin. If you have a rare piece of Pyrex, you're waiting for the one collector to come and get that Pyrex. If you have a rare members only coat from the 1980s and it's up for $300. You're waiting for that one person who's going to spend $300 on a vintage coat. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Hey, everyone that's coming in, welcome in. So if it's older than 6 months, but it's rare and or expensive and worth it, you can continue to sit on it. It's fine. And something like that's more likely to move in fourth quarter as well, because a lot of people are looking for gifts that are different or looking for gifts for collectors. You guys all have these kinds of people in your life too. We all have someone in our life, including ourselves, who collect a certain thing or like certain things, and when you shop for them for the holidays, you're trying to find that perfect item for them. So those are more likely to going to move in fourth quarter. So if it's older than 6 months and it's rare or it's unique, it's fine to sit. It's good. It should stay. But what you should check, because it has been sitting for 6 months or longer, just check your pictures. Make sure that they're stellar. Make sure you have the best photos you can. And then rearrange the title a little bit. So if you have orange white snowflakes in your title for a Pyrex dish, switch it to white orange. The reason I say that is because if you just change a little bit in your title, it does force Cassini to kind of like refile your item, and it can push you up in the searches. You can put words that are more important forward in the title and the less important words at the end, so that the search is picking you up differently, and people who are typing in searches might find you that couldn't before. So just check those pictures, make sure they're the best pictures you can do, rearrange your title a little bit, and then recomp it. And the reason I say to recomp it is because of two things. If you bought a Pyrex dish and brought it home 6 months ago and you comped it, it might have sold for $65, let's say. 6 months later, that could have been driven down. There could be people racing to the bottom on it, so you just want to double check that, you know, you're not the only Pyrex out of 6 that's at 65 and everybody else is at 40, and that's why you're not moving. And the other reason, number 2, which is a better reason, the price could have gone up. So you want to recomp for sure, especially going into Q4 on those rare items. You can raise the prices. You could charge a little bit more as we go into the holiday season, because again, people have their wallets open and they're just screaming at you to take their money. So if it's older than 6 months and it's not rare and it's not unique and it's been sitting, you probably are going to end up getting rid of it. What you need to do is check its sell-through rate. So I'm going to try to break this down super, super easy for you guys. So I'm going to use really wonky numbers, but it'll make sense. So you check all your items. Everything that's 6 months or older, that's unique or rare, you've tweaked the titles, you've checked your photos, you've recomped, that's all good. The other stuff over here, you're going to check your sell-through rates on. So let's say I have a Robert Graham shirt and it's been sitting for 6 months. I want to know why. So I'm going to go to, and I'm going to find an item as close to mine as I can. So if mine's an extra large, I'm going to search Robert Graham extra large. If mine's a snap button or button front, I'm going to search for that. If it has flip cuffs, if it's plain, I'm just going to look for blue. If it has graphics, I'm going to look for that. I'm going to look for as close to my item as I can. Doesn't have to be the exact same item, because sometimes you're not going to find the exact same item and you're just wasting time trying to be too specific, but you want to be as specific as possible. So I would search, let's say I had a Robert Graham extra large with flip cuffs and a rare unique graphic. That's 6 months or older. So I'm going to look at the solds. If 200 of them have sold, and then I look at the current listings, that's 400 listed now, and I'm just making these numbers up. I didn't check this or anything. This isn't anything I've researched. I'm literally making numbers up as I go to help you guys understand what I'm talking about. The solds go back 3 months. So you know that 200 have sold in the last 3 months. If there's 400 still listing, that means there were 600 total. And out of those 600, less than half have sold in the last 3 months. So that's probably an item you need to get rid of. Not that Robert Graham's ever going to be that bad, but this is just an example. So you look at how many have sold in the last 3 months, add that number to how many are currently listed, and you could subtract the solds and see the percentage. So if 100 have sold and 200 are listed, you know that there's 300, so a third have sold. So on and so forth. You guys can do the math. If it's less than 30% sell-through rate, it's awful. It's bad. You need to get rid of it. If it's over 30%, it's pretty good. You probably want to keep it around. It'll move in Q4 for sure. And at that point, you would just do what you did with your good items. You would check your pictures, make sure they're good. Rearrange your title a little bit. Just switch some keywords around. If you have low-rise boot cut, put boot cut low-rise. If you have dark wash denim before boot cut, switch that around. Switch a couple things around. Recomp it. Toss it back in. The stuff that has a less than 30% sell-through rate that has been sitting for 6 months is stuff that you want to get rid of. These are the items that are dragging you down. So you have a choice on how you can get rid of them. You can run 99-cent auctions the way that we do. We put like $7.50, $8, or $8.50 shipping on it so we don't take a loss. And we run them from Tuesday to Sunday night. When they sell, finally, if our cost of goods was $1, we usually profit like $3. We've made $3 on something that was poop. We can take that $3, reinvest it in something better now. If you don't like auctions, you can create a clearance category if you have that option in your store. If you're a high enough subscription that you can create categories, you can create a clearance category and put the stuff in there and sell it for like $9.99 free ship. It'll go. It'll fly. Goodbye. Now you have a couple bucks in your hand to go buy better inventory and reinvest now. Those are my two favorite options because you can get that money now and you can reinvest it into your business, into better inventory now. The third option is to just pull it all out of your store and donate it. Just get rid of it. You're going to drop the amount of listings you have. That's fine because then the search is going to start pushing you up again because you're not going to have those dead listings that people are looking at without the click-through that's dragging you down in the SEO and Cassini. So you can just take it all out and donate it. And at that point, you would have to keep track of it for tax purposes. I did see your question. You can write them off as defects or you can just write them off as donations. Those are your two options. And you can worry about that at tax time. And if you're unsure how to do it, I would recommend getting a CPA. The reason I don't like that option as much, it can result in, let's say you have 800 items and you have 300 pieces of poop that you just take out and donate. So now you have 500 left in your store and you shoot up in the searches, you're going to sell more. But those 300 items, if you paid $1 each, you can claim your 300 for defects or donation back. You're waiting until April. Or whenever you file. Let's say you're a late filer like us and you put stuff off. So you're waiting until April of next year to claim that loss. And you're not getting that money in your hand. You're claiming it as a loss. So if you made $60,000 in 2019 when you file your taxes, 300 of that gets taken away that you're paying your taxes on. So now you're looking at $59,700 until you figure in all your other write-offs. But you'll never see that money again. It will just count against your profit towards the taxes that you're paying in April of next year. Personally, I would rather just take all the crap, knock it down price-wise, either auction it or put it in a clearance folder, category, whatever, and sell it now. Because even if you're just making we're going to go with the cost of goods of $1. I know not everyone is as blessed as us to have that, but it's easy math. You get your $1 back, you get a couple extra bucks. You can now take your $3 and go get better inventory right now to put back in your store and make more money and build and get more inventory and better inventory. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do is take a look at your store, get rid of your poop. Option number 1, 99-cent auctions, but build it enough shipping that you're not taking a loss, like $8, $8.50, depending on what it weighs. The 99 cents draws people in. Your second option is to create a store category for clearance and toss the crap in there, $7.50 to $9.99 free ship. Get rid of it. You got to figure out what your cost of goods is, though. So don't just go off of the prices that I'm giving you, please. Figure out your cost of goods and do not take a loss. I don't know what your cost of goods are. Everyone's are different. The prices on our auctions and the prices in our clearance are based on our cost of goods of 99 cents. If yours is more, you will have to raise your clearance prices a little bit or your shipping a little bit on your auctions. Just make sure that you're getting the money you paid in at least back, if not a couple bucks profit. If the other option is to pull all the crap out of your store and donate it and wait for a tax write-off for 9 months, it's not a bad option if you're just getting your cost of goods back. I like to get $1 or $2 above that so I have more money to reinvest. But if your cost of goods is high enough that running clearance is just going to get you your money in back, if you paid $3 for jeans and you're going to get $3, at least you got your money back and you can go get better stuff. Okay, so I would file taxes no matter what you're making. That's me, but talk to a CPA. Number 2. What you need to do in the rest of the 3 weeks left in August. And you don't need to sit down and do this all in one day. Let me make that clear too. Like the stuff I'm going to tell you that you need to be doing, do a little bit of each one every day. Don't just sit down and spend 12 hours for 4 days going through your items and getting rid of the crap. Spend like an hour a day, half an hour a day, however many listings you have. Don't just like lose focus on everything else. You should still be taking photographs every day. You should still be listing every day. Everything you're already doing, this is just an additional task that you need to do. Number 2, you should be running sales on your end of season items. Now, you guys know I always tell you, list all the things all the time because all the things will sell all year round. And that is absolutely true. We have been selling Christmas items since July. They're still going. You'll sell bikinis in the middle of the winter when people go on cruises. You'll sell shorts and sweaters off season. You'll always sell the off season items and you should be listing them. No one should be sourcing and spending money on stuff that they're going to hold for 9 months for the right season. But it is going to take a little bit longer to sell if it's not the right season. Does that make sense? So as we get towards the end of August, just run some really good sales in your store. If you have the right store subscription, let me add that. If you have the store subscription that allows you to run the sales, run them. Do a 50% off. Raise your prices if you have to do it. But go take all your kids' clothes because it's back to school. Run a 50% off sale on them. Run a 30 or 40% sale on your I was going to say bikinis, but all swimwear, sunglasses, shorts, all of that stuff. Just try to have like a really good blowout sale on all the items that are coming to the end of their season. And then number 3, you need to take the next 3 weeks and get your asses into shape. And I mean it. You need to get into good habits, good routines. You need to get on the schedule and you need to start doing all the best practices for your business. It takes 30 days to create a habit. We have 3 weeks, so we have 21 days. So if you're going to start getting your butt in gear and starting to have good habits and good routines and good schedules, you're already looking at being into the first week of September when it kicks into your head as a habit. If you force yourself to do something for 30 days, it will eventually become a habit, routine. You can do it on autopilot, but you kind of have to force yourself the first 30 days. Think of when you first introduced drinking enough water. You have to remind yourself to drink the water. A month later, you're reaching for water over soda or juice because you're so used to drinking the water. If you wanted to start running or jogging or walking or exercising, going to the gym, eating better, if you started reading a book every night, you got to kind of remind yourself. But after 30 days, you get into the groove. So you got 3 weeks. Let's all start getting into good habits and best practices. Let's talk about the best practices first, because these are things that you need to be introducing to your stores if you haven't done them already. You need to be running sales around the clock. Again, that's only if you have the store subscriptions that allow you to do that. You need to have sales running around the clock. Don't just wait for the weekend. Have them running 24 hours a day. If you need to list things at higher prices to do this, then do that. It has been said that items that are on sale show up higher in the searches. Items that are on sale are more attractive to buyers. And as the sales come to an end and the buyers can see that clock ticking down, that makes them do the impulse buy. Well, shoot, this sale has 10 minutes left. I'm going to buy it. There's a lot of reasons to run sales, but those are the top 3. They're more attractive. They go up higher in the searches. And as the sales come to an end, you're creating impulse. So you should be running them 24 hours a day, but they should be stopping and ending all the time. We run a sale that starts Sunday evening through Wednesday evening. Half an hour after that one ends, another one starts that runs to Friday evening. Half an hour after that one ends, another one starts that runs through the weekend. But they should be going around the clock. If you need to start pricing your items higher to afford it, you should be. Your sales should be 20 to 25% off. That's just what we have found. We've done a lot of research on it. When we ran 5, 10, 15% off, we didn't see as many sales as when we were doing 20 and 25 because that's more attractive too. Just put yourself in the buyer's shoes. Let's say we all like Target, right? We all love Target. We all spend too much money at Target. If you go to Target and an item that you like is 5% off, you might buy it. Hey, it's 5% off. Something I've been looking at. But if you walk into Target and that item is 20 or 25% off for only 3 days, you're going to buy it because that's a big discount. So those sales should always be running. And if you have to list stuff higher to do it, do it. We do it. We price crazy high so that we can have best offers and run sales. That's the next thing. You should have best offers on. I know a lot of people are opposed to them. I can't change your mind if it's not something you don't like to do, but it is considered a best practice to have your best offers on. It will give you better results in the searches. And every time you counter, it pushes your item up in the searches because the item becomes more desirable. You should be sending out offers to your watchers daily, and you should be doing it more than once a day. If you have 1,000 items right now sitting there and the available send offers to watchers, it's not always like that, I promise you. If you do it 3 times a day, you're sending out 2 or 3. It really doesn't take much time once you've gone through the initial process of everything it's telling you you can send the offers on. If you do it every single day, especially if you do it a couple times a day, there's only a couple sitting there. And Sydney's absolutely right. If you don't have best offer on, number 1, you're losing sales. If you're not sending offers, you're losing sales. I consider free shipping a best practice, but only on first class. I will say that. It allegedly, psychologically, people see free shipping as getting something over on you, getting something for free. People are allegedly, psychologically more attracted to things with free shipping. There's been studies on it. And supposedly you get higher in the searches for free shipping. But I was talking about offers. You should absolutely be sending offers. Every day, 3 times a day. Again, this is number 3 where we're getting into good habits and we're getting into creating habits around best practices. You need to create habits that are going to make more money for you. You need to be creating habits that are creating a better business for you. If you have to force yourself, if you have to put 3 timers on your phone so that you sit down morning, evening, morning, afternoon, evening, morning, evening, night, whatever your preference. If you have to put 3 timers on your phone for the next 30 days until it is ingrained in your head that you're sitting down to do these offers, do it. You are missing out if you're not sending offers. And if you're sitting there looking at me and shaking your head and saying it doesn't work, I don't care. Try it. I can tell you that every single day I get 2 or more messages on Facebook, Instagram, and email where people tell me they didn't believe me. They watched my video going, she's wrong. I'm not going to do it. Then they sat down and set out the offers and made 5 sales. And then they had to write me and tell me that, oh my God, I was right. They should have listened to me from the beginning. It's been proven to work on Poshmark for years, and eBay is just now getting into the game. When you send out offers, it makes people feel special. It makes people feel like they're getting a deal that's just for them. I send out offers 3 times a day, and about half of what I send results in sales, give or take. And every day I get at least 1, 2, or 3 messages from the buyer thanking me for giving them that offer because it made them feel special. They got something good, you know? Okay, you should be doing promoteds on all of your listings. Get in the habit of that. You need to stop and restart them. I've talked about this in a lot of videos. I've done a lot of research on it. I talked about it when Megan McWhinney was on the channel, and she talked about her research on it. If you just start the promoteds and you let them run indefinitely, and you look at your chart, the day you start them, you can see your impressions. Impressions are people coming in and looking at your items. You can see your impressions going way up on that graph, and then they kind of tank down. Everyone sees that. So you should be getting in the habit once a week, twice a week, on a specific day. Ours is Friday. Every Friday morning, I end all of our promoteds and I start new campaigns. And then I set up our sales for the week to run around the clock. That's my habit. So you should create one too. I would be doing 1%. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to tell you I think it's a waste to do more than 1%, but that's just one person's opinion. I've never seen a difference in how many promoteds sale. Sale. I've never seen a difference in how many promoted items sell on the campaigns between 1%, 10%, the going rate, what have you, the trending rate, whatever it's called. I think that's a ripoff. I've never seen my items appear differently. I've seen them at the bottom, the middle, and the top on 1%, and I've seen them at the bottom, the middle, and the top on 10%, and I've seen them all the way on the bottom on trending rate. But the thing is if you have your promoteds on, you're getting an extra listing basically. So if I had this pen listed and it was promoted at 1%, it's going to show up twice. The listing for this pen will show up once normally and once as a promoted. So you need to have those on because everyone else does. And if you don't have them on, you're already like way behind your competition. If everybody has them on, you need to have them on. I think you can do 1% and be fine. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on them. But make sure you're ending them and restarting them. You should also be refreshing your store once a week. I don't think I've ever even talked about this on this channel. This is the first time I'm talking about this. I'm sure a lot of you know about it, so it's not like a big secret, but it is something I have done for 2 years. I swear by it. I learned about it from Holly, and there's someone I follow on Instagram who's really, really big about the self-refresh. And it's become more prominent, more people talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it finally and tell you something I do that I've always done. So you go to your seller hub, you go to your listings, and you know the drop-down box where you can select to edit up to 500 items at a time. Use that if you have a lot of listings. Like we have right around 2,000 usually, so I have to do it 4 times because I can do 500, 500, 500, and then the rest. You see what I'm saying? So go edit by chunks of 500. When you get to that bulk edit screen, don't touch anything. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to do anything. Just submit and push them back into your store. Allegedly, that does something to your listings that makes them reshuffle around. Cassini takes another little look at them and it pushes them up in the searches. I've been doing it for 2 years and I can tell you when I started to do it, we did see an increase in sales. So I've never stopped doing it. I tried it for 30 days. Most of you know when I do experiments or try something new, I always do 30 days just to get a good idea. And our sales were definitely up for that whole month. So I just never stopped. I'm like, if it's working, I'm just going to keep doing it. I ain't going to fix it. My habit for that is every Monday morning. I feel like when you're coming off of the weekend, when everyone's shopping, Monday morning is like when you kind of, I do it then. I have friends that do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have friends that do it every day. They only have a couple hundred listings. So you have to create your own habit for that. But that will also help your sales. Every single day you should be ending your stale, good till canceled. Stale, good till canceled is generally agreed upon in the reselling community is 3 months. I think 3 months is the general time that most resellers say, okay, it's now stale and the good till canceled. So you want to end those, rework them, and put them back in, but you want to do sell similar. For whatever reason, that seems to work better. Again, that's just research that I've done. I've talked to other resellers. We've tried different things, and that's what seems to work best. Just keep in mind it takes about 30 days for the Google bots to crawl through eBay and get new listings and put them back into Google. So when you end your stale GTC listings, it's going to be another 30 days before the bots find you and put you back in Google, but you'll be refreshed on eBay. That item will go up on eBay while it's waiting to show back up on Google. And again, just, whatever you have time for, create that habit for yourself. Create that routine for yourself. If you have time to do 5 a day, 3 a day, 2 a day, 10 a day, 15 a day, you could even go by months. Like I literally have a friend who does all her jeans 1 month. The next month she focuses on shirts. You can do this however you want to do it, whatever fits into your lifestyle. If you only sell jeans and shirts, you could do jeans 1 month, shirts, like alternate. But you want to end them and then go to your unsolds and sell similar back into the store. You can bulk sell similar, or you can go one by one and tweak your titles, check your photos, make sure everything's hunky-dory, make a couple changes, and then it will go back up. Now, the store refresh that they allegedly do when you call in the eBay reps, I've heard is not real. I've heard that's a way they placate people who are upset or call in, I'm not having any sales. They tell you that just to get you off the phone. But I also hear people who call in and get that, and then their sales go up. So I was told by the concierge service, which is the premium VIP customer service you get for going to eBay Open. They're the actual reps at the headquarters in California. They have told me that the people who call the regular customer service, like the overseas reps, it's something they've been told not to do anymore, but they tell you that they do it, and they don't really do anything, and they're just placating you and trying to simmer you down. But then people say their sales go up. But I can say that the self-refresh is absolutely something that I have seen works. Hey, Robert, welcome in. So I'm going to run down that list real quick. Actually, let me get to number 4 and 5. We'll recap. And then I got to get into Q4 because we're already almost all the way through the show. All right, number 4, you need to get through your death piles and your I don't wannas. You need to get through those death piles and the I don't wannas now in August. And if you need to stop sourcing to do it, guess what you need to do? You need to stop sourcing to do it. Because if you're just building up death piles and you're not listing everything, you are not a reseller, you are a hoarder. I have said that before. Hashtag tough love. Sorry if you don't want to hear it. And dig for your good stuff. Dig for your good stuff. There will be plenty of time in the winter to list your bread and butter and your filler items. Right now, we're getting ready for Q4. You want to dig out the better brands, the luxury items, the Christmas, the Halloween, the Thanksgiving, any other holidays in December that I left out. And you also want to be looking for those unique individual items that folks are looking for gifts. So plates, glassware, collectibles, stuff like that. Plush that's rare or unique. Anything that you think people are going to be looking for to give as gifts. And number 5, set those routines and those schedules. Get a bullet journal. Get a 25-cent notebook from Walmart. But get yourself a schedule. And write these things down. Every Monday I refresh. Every Wednesday I end my promoters and restart them. Every Thursday I set up my sales. Every Sunday I do photographs for the week. Get some paper. I don't care. You don't have to have a fancy bullet journal like me with all the stickers and the goodies. Go to Walmart. Notebooks are like 25 cents right now because it's back to school. Open it to a page and write my Monday routine, my Tuesday routine, my Wednesday routine. Write these down and start following them now and create these really good habits and these routines in your life and put these best practices that I've talked about into your routine so that you're remembering to do them. Okay? I'm not sourcing for 2 months. All right. So a reseller is a hoarder, but you have to be both or it's not good. And Holly's a smart ass. All right. So just to recap real quick, 3 weeks left in August, right? And September, we should be prepping for Q4. So we've got to wrap up Q3. We've got to get ourselves in this mindset of this is what we need to do to move forward with the rest of the year. Get rid of your poop. If it's 6 months or older and it's rare or unique, you can keep it, but tweak it. If it's older than that, check your sell-through rate. If you need a recap on how to check that sell-through rate, feel free to leave a comment later when the video goes up. as a replay on YouTube, or go to our Facebook group. Link is in the description. I will break the math down for you, or Keith will break the math down for you and help you walk through it. If you're checking the sell-through rate and it's above 30%, the item is good. Keep it. Retweak it. If it's less than 30%, it's got to go. Clearance it out. Donate it. Whatever you want to do. Get rid of it. Run sales on all of your end-of-season items. And here we go again into the best practices. Sales around the clock. Sending out offers daily. Best offers on. Do the promoted listings. Refresh your store at least once a week. End your stale, good till cancel items. This is something you should do every morning or afternoon, however your schedule works. And you should be doing like a minimum of 3 a day. 10, 15 if you can. End your stale GTC. Rework them. Do this through Sell Similar. And get through your death piles and your I don't wannas. Stop sourcing. If you have a lot of crap in your house, guys, stop sourcing and start going through it. I can't tell you how many times I've made myself stop sourcing and started to go through my old piles, and I found money. I found really great items that I was really mad at myself for because they should have been up a lot sooner. And set a routine and a schedule now, and get yourself a notebook and just do it. Just jump in. Thank you so much for the super chat, Swimmerization, $5. She says, thank you for your tips and great show tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You saw your dancing little hippo. Okay, I'm kind of talking fast and going fast because there's really a lot to cover, you guys. I do apologize. We have about 20 minutes left, so start putting your questions in now while I get through what we should be doing for Q4. If I go through this part too fast, trust me, there's going to be at least one more live show and 1 to 2 more pre-recorded videos going up between now and October 1st that are going to be all about prepping for Q4 and having the best Q4 that we can. The concierge service number, they email it to you. How long have you had your Anchor store? We went to open last year and didn't get our concierge number until December, but some folks already have it from this year, so who knows? We had to wait till they sent it to us. Okay, so we're going to say that we're on September 1st. August is already gone. You guys have listened to Star and you're doing all these great things, right? So September 1st comes around. You're going to continue those. You're going to keep doing those best practices. You're going to be in your routines and your habits now because you've been doing them for so long. So just continue those as we get into September. This is the one that's going to be hard for a lot of people. Double your listing. You could even start doing that now. I mean, if it's September 1st and you haven't, do it. If doubling the amount of listing you're doing is not realistic for you, grow as much as you can. Have a realistic growth. If you have a full-time job and 10 kids, clearly you cannot list 20 things a day. But do what you can. I would suggest to do it now so that you're growing your inventory before Q4. Do it now. Grow. Oh, you're going to drop stuff, right? We're all going to go through our stores, including me and Keith, and we're going to start dropping more poop, more of the junk, and we're going to get rid of it. That drops your overall listing number, and we want that listing number as high as it can be as we go into Q4. The more you list, the more you sell. We all know that. The more you list, the more you sell. The more items you have listed, the more you're going to sell because your sell-through rate's going to go up. So you want to double it, but if you can't, I'll be honest, if it's not realistic for you, I clearly don't expect you to double it. But if you can, do it. Do it now. Do it now, but if it's September 1st and you haven't, do it. I list about 10 things a day on average. I'm going to try for 15 to 20 because that's what's realistic for me. If I would like to continue with Poshmark and YouTube and the other streams of income we have coming into the home, I really can't do 20 every single day or other things are going to start to fall off. And I know that. But I know if I can hit 15 a day and do some extra ones on the weekend, we're golden. You know what I mean? So do what's realistic for you. Number 3, sometime in the month of September, set aside a weekend. If you can't set aside a weekend, set aside a couple days a week where you got an hour or two. Go through your inventory. You will thank me later. Make sure you go through your inventory. There's always things that fall off. You go through and you're like, hey, I remember listing this, but it's not listed anymore. you'll find those. But you want to just make sure that everything in your inventory is very organized. If you don't have an inventory system right now, you need to get one in place sometime before the end of September. Because like I said at the very beginning of this video, even if you're lazy and you do nothing, you're going to sell more. If you want to sell a lot more, you're going to listen to everything I said tonight. But you're going to sell more, so you're going to be pulling more items every day. You're going to be spending more time on shipping every day. If your inventory system is a hot mess, you're going to be spending way too much time digging items out, stressing out, and just, I guess stressing out is the best way I can describe it. Because let's say you sell 2 things a day now, and suddenly it's Q4 and you're selling 6 or 10 every single day because you've doubled your listings and you can't find something. You're going to be freaking out. You're going to be stressing out. You're going to be digging. You're going to be frantic. You will thank me. Put an inventory system in place if you don't have one. If you have one, take the time to make sure it's golden, it's good, it's organized, it's good to go. That said, clean and organize your eBay room. Sometime between now and the end of September, take 5-10 minutes a day, whatever it takes. Clean and organize your eBay room. If you have death piles, you should be working through those. That's the next one. Finish your death piles. Get rid of those I don't wantas. Organize that eBay room. Go to wherever you ship, your shipping area, and organize the living heck out of it. You will thank me. When you're shipping more, you want to be able to just reach for a poly bag, reach for a box, reach for your tape, and you just want the whole system to go smooth. You don't want any running up and down the stairs or in and out of rooms. I don't know how your stuff is set up, but like our extra shipping supplies are up in the serial killer room, and our eBay room is on the 2nd floor. And if I didn't have what I needed down here in my shipping area, we're running up and down stairs, we're running all over the place. So take some time to set that up. If you don't have a label printer, a thermal label printer, yeah, I did buy some bras, and I did wash them, and they're hanging because you're not supposed to put them in the dryer, and I don't want to ruin them before I list them. The things you see in resellers' houses, right? So, label printer, thermal label printer. If you can afford it, I'm not telling you to, don't like wipe out your capital. Don't not pay your rent. Don't take food out of your mouth. There's actually 4 there. Anyway, if you got the capital, if you can afford it, if you find a really good sale, if you find one used or refurbished, get a thermal printer. Because when you're shipping more, again, the last thing you want to do is cut the paper, tape each label on. That is so time consuming, and when you're shipping more, it's even more time consuming and stressful. Not only that, the amount of money that you waste on paper and ink if you don't have a thermal printer is outrageous. And come Q4, when you're shipping more and you're printing more shipping labels, you're spending more money on paper, more money on ink, more time cutting, taping, and all of that. So, I hope we're talking about the same thing. I got 4 bras, and I washed them, and they're hanging back there. I did not show them in the haul because they're just like whatever, but... Excuse me. So get your thermal printers. Pre-over order your supplies. Let me say that again because it's a tongue twister. Pre-over order supplies. Especially the free ones from the United States Postal Service. Go on a couple days a week and order as many boxes as they allow you of boxes that you use. We use a lot of the medium flat rate for Posh, shoe boxes, the large boxes for Plush. So anything that you know that you use on the regular padded flat rates, anything like that, order extra and start ordering now, because literally during Q4, the last thing you want to do is run out of shipping supplies. And the post office can run out, and the mail is slower. So if you run out of padded flats and you just sold 12 pairs of jeans, I don't know what you're going to do, because it's going to take them forever to get to you. So pre-over order, especially the free ones, because they're free. And so what? We come to the end of Q4, and you have tons and tons and tons of these extras. Great, you're set for 2020, and you don't have to worry about it until the next Q4, right? You can use them all year, and you're set. As far as the ones that you buy, again, within your limits, if you've got capital to spend, order poly bags, order all that good stuff, stock up on it. But if it's going to hurt, the bottom line, if you need your capital right now to reinvest and buy inventory or whatever, just order what you think you're going to need. But I would definitely still pre-order. Like, you don't have to really stock up, but order what you think you're going to need. Take what you use normally and times it by 2 or 3, depending on how many listings you think you're going to have going in. Hey, Kathy, welcome in. Sydney, I've always done bras since the beginning. And then the Victoria's Secret bras kind of had that to the bottom. And I stopped for a while, and then I was like, well, they're only 99 cents. So I started getting them again. And I've been looking for plus size ones. That's what those are. But if I find them for 99 cents, we bring them home. But I don't put them in the dryer because of the padding and the underwire. Like even my own personal TMI, I don't put them in the dryer because it ruins them. But yeah, I've always done bras. Like bras and bikinis and swimsuits were like one of the first things that I started doing before I discovered my love of jeans and plush. I used to go to the Goodwill and just wipe out the bra rack on 99-cent day. And I remember when I could list Victoria's Secret used bras for like 18 to 22 bucks. Now you're lucky if you can get 12. There is an 800 number for supplies, so if you like talking to folks, you can do that. I'd rather order on the computer. I can order the max every couple of days. It's fine. Yeah, the bras, you can sell bras on eBay. Here's the thing. I still got part of the list to go through, but I want to answer that question. You can sell used bras on eBay. You cannot sell used underwear. No. You can sell used bikinis, but you can only sell them if you have both pieces or just the top. So you can sell a used bikini top, but the only way you can sell the bottom of a bikini is if it has the matching top with it or it's new, which doesn't make sense. It's not any cleaner if it's got its matching top. But it can be used if you have a 2-piece. The bottom has to be new if it's by itself, and then you can sell 1-pieces. Knock on wood, nope, never. I'm answering Northwest Purple Sparkles. I don't want to jinx myself, but nah. Robert doesn't put his bras in the dryer either. No, I found like a whole row of plus size the other day for 99 cents last weekend. And they just went through the wash. So, anyway, you guys get me off on this tangent about bras. But yeah, you can sell them on eBay. If you can find them for 99 cents, even though, Victoria's Secrets is really tanked. Fredericks of Hollywood is still good because they're not around anymore, and there were women who really liked Fredericks of Hollywood. Bras for plus size women, sports bras, things like that, people still look for. Alright, so we're going to order our supplies. You're going to stick to your schedule that you created in August once we get into September, because guess what, folks? This is your job. Start, if you don't already, start using your social media in September to promote your store and your items and create a new habit. So you can promote your store through social media, or you can try to sell directly through social media. That's a topic for a whole other video, which I will probably be doing one on in the next couple of weeks, getting into September. Think about your branding, because you want people to recognize you. So if you're on Instagram and you want to promote your store or your items, you want to have a name and a picture on Instagram that instantly makes people know who you are. You want like the same branding across your Poshmark, your eBay, your social media, and all of that. I've never had an issue, Northwest, now that I've said something, right? I think most women knew their size. I think most of us know what we wear. And we just always, and like a lot of times, here, let me get a drink of water. I think a lot of women who shop online for them are doing it because in the past they found a specific brand and a specific style that they really liked wearing, and they can't find it in the stores anymore, so they're online looking for it. And if you wore a 34D and the JCPenney brand bralette underwire for ever, you can't find it anymore. That's what you wore and that's what you're looking for. I don't think women really go online willy-nilly just buying bras. I think it's always because they had one that fit so comfortably or that fit so well, they're looking for it again. Lingerie bags, we just wash them, but then we just let them air dry. I have to get a drink of water again. Alright, so back to the list. You're thinking about your branding. You should have thank you cards. You should be putting these in your packages. You can order them on Vistaprint. Vistaprint always has coupons and discount codes. You can Google discount code for Vistaprint. And you should definitely be putting these in every package. Why? Well, let's say somebody buys something from you in September. A Mickey Mouse watch. And you toss this in there. And they had bought that for somebody. And then come November, they find out they have a work party. Or they're going to a family gathering. And they need a gift. And they didn't... I threw that on the floor. Throw another one. But now they need a gift, right? Well, they still have this. Maybe, hopefully, if they were really happy with the Mickey Mouse watch, they remember you because of this, and they come back to you. These also encourage feedback. You can see mine. I think I pay usually an average of $10 to $20 for 500 to 1,000, depending on the sales. I have a different one for Poshmark I can show you real quick. That's a little more succinct and just kind of simple. But yeah, you should definitely be tossing these in, especially during Q4. You want people to remember you. I mean, and it's not just for them to return and buy more, but if you toss this in something they bought, and then they get an eBay gift card for Christmas or money to spend on themselves for Christmas, they might come back to your store to spend their money. Number 11, use your quarterly coupon now. Best case, use it now so you don't forget. But if we get into September, you should definitely use that quarterly coupon if you have one for your store subscription. Get everything for free that you can get for free. Again, back to the ordering the free supplies. Use your quarterly coupon. Get some tape, get some tissue paper, get some bags, get whatever you need. Don't forget to use it. We pay for our store subscriptions, so anything that comes with that subscription, we should be using all the time. All the tools that they give us, all the freebies that they give us, cash in on them and use them. Number 12. I'm like reading. 2 cents, yeah. Mine aren't that expensive. I'm always using, and you can stack the codes, not on one order. Like, if I was to buy eBay and Poshmark cards on the same day, they let me use half off on the eBay and a half off on the Posh. Different codes, different offers. You can't stack 2 on 1. Number 12. Continue to clear out your junk. And number 13. This is just something to think about. I know I have a lot of folks who watch me who have health issues and are disabled. Think about and start researching sourcing from home. And I say this for 3 reasons. Number 1, if you do have health issues or you're disabled, it's harder to get around in the winter. Number 2, if you live in a place like we do, where you can have inclement weather, snow, icy roads, it's harder to get around in the winter. And number 3, if you're selling a lot more and you're super, super busy doing shipping every day and listing a ton to keep up with everything, you're going to have less time to source. So if in September you start thinking about it and you just start going online and researching all the different ways you can source from home, that may save you come October, November, even going into December, that you can get online and get sourcing. You can look for, you can snipe, you can go on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. You can find people who are those fast nickel people that ruin the market and race to the bottom and buy all their stuff from them and then resell it at the proper price. You can look at storage units. That's not so much in the winter though. Like I just said, this is so people who don't have to leave the house. You can look at auctions online. You know, like if you win, they delivered the product to your house. You can look at liquidation, wholesale, all that kind of stuff. You just got to do your own research and find stuff for you. Time for hippos to migrate south. I wish. Alright, so to recap September really, really quick. You're going to keep doing all the best practices that you started in August. You are going to start listing double the amount that you currently list, or whatever is realistic for you. You're going to continue to go through your death piles and get rid of them. Make sure all your inventory is organized and gone through and ready to go. You're going to make sure your eBay room is clean and organized. Your shipping area is ready to go. You're going to make sure that you start ordering supplies and stocking up. You're going to stick to your schedule because this is your job. You're going to start using social media to promote your store. And along with that, think about your branding. Get some thank you cards. Use your quarterly coupons so you don't miss out. Continue to clear out the junk in your store and do those stale good till canceled. Again, that's all part of the best practices I talked about for August. And then think about and research some sourcing ideas that you can do from home. It's 10 o'clock. I talked for a whole hour, guys. I told you it was a lot. If I went over anything too quickly, or you want me to readdress something or go over it with you guys again, let me know in the comments down below or in the Facebook group, and I can either talk with you about it, or I could do a whole nother video about something specifically. If I talked about something that you feel may need its own 10-12 minute pre-recorded video for you guys, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. I will be absolutely doing at least one live show before we get into Q4 about getting ready, and pre-recorded shows leading up to it, just to kind of help you guys. So if you need me to go over anything else again, you want to see a video on any of this, you want to hear about it again, if you wanted the math for the sell-through rate, if you needed that, leave a comment on the video once it goes up on YouTube, or let me know on Facebook. Facebook's probably the best way to get a hold of me. Tag me in there. I see it almost right away. I check my group every couple of hours. I stay on top of it. I don't check the YouTube comments as often. I almost threw my water. Okay, that said, it is 10 o'clock. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. So, utilize your comment section. Join the Facebook group. Utilize that. You can get a hold of me really quick in there. And utilize everything I talked to you about tonight. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Because we can all have a really super successful Q4 if we do all these things. Like the video before you leave, guys. It really helps the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. Thank you especially to Swimmerization tonight for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone else so much for joining me tonight and sitting with me for an hour and listening to me talk. I appreciate it, guys. Until next time, go put some of these into effect. Go start these best practices. Go be productive. Go make some money. I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.